A constitution is the supreme law of a country. It defines the structure of government, powers of institutions, and the rights and duties of citizens. Constitution of India. India adopted its constitution on 26 November 1949, and it came into force on 26 January 1950. Key features: longest written constitution in the world, federal system with a strong central government, parliamentary democracy, independent judiciary, fundamental rights and fundamental duties, secular and democratic republic, constitution structure, preamble parts, articles, schedules, amendments. India's constitution currently contains 448 articles, 25 parts, and 12 schedules. Important articles of the Indian Constitution. Article subject. Article 12 to 35. Fundamental rights. Article 14. Right to equality. Article 15. Prohibition of discrimination. Article 16. Equality in public employment. Article 17. Abolition of untouchability. Article 19. Freedom of speech and expression. Article 21. Protection of life and personal liberty. Article 21. A right to education. Article 23. Prohibition of human trafficking. Article 24. Prohibition of child labor. Article 32. Right to constitutional remedies. Article 39. A free legal aid. Article 44. Uniform Civil Code Directive Principle. Article 51. A fundamental duties. Article 74. Council of Ministers to aid the President. Article 76. Attorney General of India. Article 110. Money Bill. Article 123. Ordinance making power of President. Article 141. Law declared by Supreme Court, binding on all courts. Article 148. Comptroller and Auditor General. CAG. Article 280. Finance Commission. Article 324. Election Commission. Article 352. National Emergency. Article 356. President's Rule in States. Article 368. Amendment of Constitution Fundamental Rights. 1. Right to equality. Articles 14 to 18. Equality before law. No discrimination based on religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Abolition of untouchability. Abolition of titles. 2. Right to freedom. Articles 19 to 22. Freedom of speech and expression. Freedom of movement. Freedom to form associations. Protection against arbitrary arrest. 3. Right against exploitation. Articles 23 to 24. Prohibits human trafficking. Prohibits child labor in hazardous industries. 4. Right to freedom of religion. Articles 25 to 28. Freedom to practice and propagate religion. 5. Cultural and educational rights. Articles 29 to 30. Protection of minority interests. 6. Right to constitutional remedies. Article 32. Citizens can approach the Supreme Court for enforcement of rights. Fundamental duties. Article 51A. Citizens should respect the Constitution, respect the national flag and national anthem, protect public property, promote harmony and brotherhood, protect the environment, develop scientific temper. Major acts in India. An act is a law passed by Parliament or a state legislature. Important acts. Act purpose. Right to Information Act, 2005 provides access to government information. Consumer Protection Act, 2019 protects consumer rights. Protection of children from sexual offenses. Act, 2012 Protection of Children from Sexual Offenses. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, 2005 guarantees Rural Employment Motor Vehicles Act, 1988, regulates road transport, and Traffic Environment Protection Act, 1986. Protection of Environment Information Technology Act, 2000 governs cybercrime and electronic transactions, goods and services. Tax Act, 2017, regulates GST taxation, difference between Constitution, Article, and Act Constitution. Article Act, supreme law of the country. Specific provision within the Constitution law, passed by Parliament/legislature, provides overall framework, defines rights, powers, and procedures, deals with a particular subject. Example: Constitution of India, Article 21, Right to Life, RTI Act, 2005. Example: Constitution gives citizens fundamental rights. Article 21 protects life and personal liberty. RTI Act, 2005 allows citizens to obtain information from public authorities. These topics are especially important for UPSC, SSC, banking, railway, state PSC, and other competitive examinations in India.